Room. When nobody's in here. I haven't done a video. I didn't do one last week. I haven't done one this week. Somebody hit the reset button and boom, there we all were. Catching up. At any rate, I'm just going to kind of wait, see if anybody shows up. If nobody shows up, then okay. Hi, how are you? Outdoor adventure kids. How's everything going? You guys didn't go back to school, did you? Did you do homeschooling? Good. I'm glad to know that you are well. It's hard to go adventuring when we were all locked down. I got to tell you, it's hot here. Hey, how are you? Plain vanilla grandma. Well, it was weird because my friend Martha's surgery was set for April 1st, and they called and rush. And so on the 26th, we went down to Houston, and also my daughter and the grandbaby left on the 26th. So it was like somebody just went, pow, reset, and back to where we were. And it was crazy because we were all just going along, doing our thing. And suddenly we hit the reset button. Plain vanilla grandma, I'm sorry. Is your name Carol? Am I right? You know, the old gray hen ain't what it used to be. Yeah, 90 here right now. This is the part. This is the part of life that I go and crawl up under the air condition. Can't do it. Cannot do it. It's just hot, and I've gotten in the horrible habit of staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning, and hot. Staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning and sleeping until 9 in the morning, and because what else is there to do? Well, we could get up early and go work in the garden before it's 800 degrees outside, and the grass has overtaken the garden pretty good. Stay up and watch Murder She Wrote until until 2, and then catch an episode of Heart to Heart. That's crazy. But you get used to doing this, and then all of a sudden it's like you just can't. It's hard to get back into a routine. And normal doesn't look like normal. Hi, Simone. How are you guys doing? It's good to see you. Well, sort of see you. I got some vegetables today. I was going to show you guys some of my vegetables. Some of the things I got my 4-leaf clovers for yesterday and today. Hey, Martha's doing really well. She's feeling like, wow, I didn't know it was going to be this easy. I bet you're missing your mom. I'm missing mine too. I can't go see her because I don't know if they're ever going to open the stinking nursing homes back up. Yes, Martha had open heart surgery on the 28th, and they fixed her mitral valve. Your mitral valve does this. Psh, 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 psh. Martha's was doing the boogie woogie. And as a result of that, it makes your heart leak. You have a heart murmur. Oh, I'm glad your mama's doing good. I can't wait till she comes to visit me. Hey, G. Um, I've been lazy and haven't made videos. My grandbaby left, and that's been kind of hard. That's been tough. Um, really stinks. Uh, I have vegetables running out of my ears. Um, This is one of the squashes that we're growing. Isn't that pretty? And we've eaten them once. Um, we cut them in half and we didn't take the seeds out. Next time we're going to cut them in half. We're going to take the seeds out, maybe stuff them with something. And one daughter left, and and then the other daughter came, and the events over the past several months have brought her around to a place where she decided that she doesn't want to live in Mississippi anymore, and she's going to move over to California where her brother is. So, which I think is fantastic. She's going to do some adventuring. I know, isn't that amazing? And then we have this is some of Martha's weird seeds. Martha does weird seeds. Look, he's tiny. Little white cucumbers. Hey, Sherry, how are you doing? It's good to see you. I have been so bad about getting videos out, and it's like I got to get out there and just see how all the peeps are doing and say hi. And but anyway, when I first found that this is what they're supposed to look like, tiny white cucumbers. I'm gonna make some bread and butter pickles maybe later today. And I went out there and all of a sudden, bam, I had cucumbers. And it's like I got squash, I got cucumbers. And this morning in the 800-degree heat, which is what it feels like, I picked a little bowl. Strawberries. Aren't those sweet? Not really enough to do anything with, but certainly enough to snack on. I had never seen the white cucumbers before either. And what I've noticed is cucumbers, regular old cucumbers, they don't like me. I like them, they don't like me. I guess they do like me because they like me for 3 days. And I'm like, no. So anyway, um, those don't seem to do that. Those don't seem to, those don't seem to give me burps. So that's a good thing. Um, Okay, I will holler at you later, G, and I'll be excited to find out about changes. Changes. I'm in Texas, Carol. I'm in Texas. I'm about 2 hours from Dallas, 2 hours from Houston, 3 hours from Austin. I don't have a hard time. Apparently, they don't have a hard time growing them. I have a hard time eating them. But these seem to be pretty mild. And like I said, now I can eat pickles all day long. And I'm going to try to make, I don't particularly care for bread and butter pickles, but this is Martha's request. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then when my dill gets a little bigger, oh, that's right. I remember now we're both in Texas, but you're way over in Amarillo where they have, oh, yeah, it's going to get hot there today. I think this is about the time that summer hits in Texas. And like I said, I, I'm too old. This old girl, I'm going in the house. There's a reason I have a goat shed with an air conditioner. Do you hear what I'm telling you? There's absolutely a reason. Anyway, so we did the strawberries, we did the little cucumbers. I went out today and I pulled this. Do y'all know that each silk has to get pollinated, and that silk, individual silk, is actually what makes a kernel of corn? Did y'all know that? Um, I just find that to be kind of interesting. Um, anyway, I'm let's undress the corn. It's a corn undressing. We should play sexy music or something, right? I'm telling you, Carol, I grew up without AC. Now, sometimes what happens when you grow corn is you'll have places, this one looks good, that are blank because some place didn't get pollinated. But this one looks really nice. That one got pollinated really well. And also, I've had a real problem in the past with having to always share the corn um, with worms. And I do not use things that are not organic in the garden. I don't believe in poisoning the earth. And I'm not a health nut. I will eat the chocolate cake all day long. But Somebody has to use the earth later, so I try not to put poison on it. And anyway, I think it's a biologic. It's called spinosad, and it's organic. I think it's USDA organically approved, and um, it no worms. I was so happy. We actually ate some of the corn. And this one, see, I didn't treat it one last time. And somebody has been in here eating my corn. Eating my corn. But it's not too bad. This corn is called Astronomy Domini or something like that. Yeah. And you can see it's got a little color in it. It's really pretty. It is a sweet corn and it's open pollinated, which means that you can save seeds from it. And when you plant the plant, it'll come back. A lot of the stuff you get in the grocery store is not open pollinated and it's hybrid. And so if you try to save seed from it, you really don't know what you're going to get. So anyway, I'm pretty pleased with that. But yeah, isn't that funny? Each silk makes a kernel, and the leaves, the way they grow with the corn, can get real. The leaves can be over the silk, and then your pollination rate. That's why you always want to have at least 3 rows of corn, and they pollinate one another. And what I did too is I went out there and took my hand and grabbed a hold of the tassels and then took what I had in my hand and patted it on top of the silk to try to aid the germination. Anyway, because sometimes the leaves will get in the way and then it can't germinate. I've got some other corn, a second corn coming up, and it doesn't look nearly as healthy. I don't think I have as much nitrogen in the soil over there. Anyway, yes, thank God for AC. I grew up without AC, and I'm like, as God is my witness, me and Scarlett, never again. Anyway, so what have y'all been doing? How's the world opening up a little bit where you are? I obviously had to take Martha to Houston. They called us on the day before, and she had to go in on Friday. So we drove to Houston and then drove back, and we were there like 4 or 5 hours, and she had to do some testing, and she had to have a COVID test at that hospital, and chest x-ray, pre-op, the whole 9 yards. And I think that, well, definitely at the hospital, you have to wear a mask. And I think they're doing that in Houston at grocery stores and things like that as well. So that was kind of a new thing because I hadn't been out that much. Okay, everything is back up in here except that, the nursing home, that it's like, and I did hear that my mom's, that's good that you don't have any cases here. My mom, somebody affiliated with my mom's nursing home has tested positive, but I don't think she's been around those people. So I don't think that person had actually been in facility. So anyway, hoping for the best on all that, because that's bad. I think we're still getting new cases, and Houston is in Harris County, and Houston is like where the most cases are in the state of Texas. So that was a little scary. But while Martha was getting all of her testing done, I guess Friday was 2 weeks ago or whatever. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks ago. I had the opportunity to walk around at Herman Park, and they have this really nice centennial garden, botanical garden. It was really pretty. I did a little bit of video, but I haven't put anything together yet. I have to tell y'all, that grandbaby leaving has really knocked me for a loop. And then having to actually spent Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night in the hotel down in Houston, which was scary too. It's like, how good did they clean the hotel? We brought our own blankets. We used their sheets. but I ripped their blankets off the bed. And so we used our own blankets. And we were supposed to be there Tuesday, and then surgery was supposed to be Wednesday morning. Yeah, I know the governor has said, of Texas, has said that, that they're opening us up in stages. And I know in Houston, I walked into a restaurant and every other table said table closed in order to keep people apart. And you had a lot of people wearing masks. But anyway, she was supposed to go into surgery Wednesday morning. And so Tuesday afternoon we got down there because we didn't want to have to leave here in the dark at 3:30 in the morning on Wednesday morning. And we hadn't been in the hotel room 30 minutes, and they called and said, we want to reschedule your surgery. And we're like, no, look, we done drove to Houston now. And when I drive in Houston, it's like this. I mean, I'm used to dodging deer, not people. I hate weavers. Those people that weave, they make me really nervous. Okay. You have over 5,000 cases in the Panhandle. Is that in one county, Carol, or is that several different counties? And I know you guys are not heavily populated. Oh, yeah. It's like, well, we've all been cooped up for so long that it's like they said we could go somewhere. Yay! Come on, let's go. And gosh, it's just weird. The whole thing is just weird. I don't think I remember what normal's supposed to look like. I was so privileged to, okay, all the counties in the Panhandle, but still, you guys are not highly populated. I think we've had 10 cases in the county that I'm in, and we're kind of sparsely populated too. I think we have like 17,000, 18,000 people in the whole county, and we've had 10 cases. But it's a series of small towns that are 10 miles apart, sort of. I think it depended on the railroad, and they made the towns 9 miles apart for some reason. Day 7 of the riots, yeah. um it just, the whole stinking situation is sad. And that's all I've got. I just I Hey, how are you, Gulf Coast Granny? I bet it's hot in there, down there. It's supposed to be 90 today, and Plainville Vanilla Grandma is going for 101 up in Amarillo. That's how we say it in Texas, Amarillo, not Amarillo. That's funny. Hey, my thing is dusty. There. Oh, that's so much better. I'm glad that you are too, that you're outside of Denver. It's, yeah, it's a mess. It really is. I am as well. And that's what, hey, I was just saying, it's been really hard to make videos. I don't really have a block. I've got all kinds of video ideas. I'm just, I don't know. The grandbaby's gone, and then we did the heart surgery thing with Martha. We were, I stayed in the hotel. I couldn't, when I finally checked her in the hospital, I couldn't go upstairs with her. I got to go in ICU once. Um, yes, 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 yes. Sherry, as far as finding a place and getting somewhere, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's like, this is mine, and only people that I invite here. Oh man, it is scary. It really is. It is scary. 87 sounds good. We're hitting 90 today. Uh, Siri said. Siri said. I wonder if Siri and Alexa. See, I was gonna say see each other, and my Siri is a guy's voice, so I have a guy Siri. I wonder if you can change Alexa's voice, or if she just has to be who she is. I've got a British guy for my Siri. I have for years. I love it. And so sometimes we talk like this. Okay, Simone, if you're still here, don't get mad at me for my crappy British accent, okay? Oh, rain sounds good. We need rain. We could really use some rain. It's starting to get dry, and we're having to water the garden every day. Otherwise, it would look pretty bad. Right. So there are protests in Biloxi. My daughter, the one with the baby, just moved to St. Louis, and I'm quite certain there are protests there, and so it's kind of scary. And of course, it's been peaceful here. Oh, kids are supposed to be noisy. I love those noisy kids. It makes me miss the days when my kids were little. Enjoy it. Don't blink, honey. Enjoy those days. Anyway, it was really a privilege to have that baby here for a couple extra months. I got to see him. Um, I got to see him go from not being able to crawl to actually being able to walk. And but man, I miss him, and my heart's just broke. You could send me some of that rain. If only we could do that. It's like, during Harvey, here, have some of ours. Yeah, it's a little scary. But she lived in New Orleans for a couple of years. And so it's like she's she's pretty savvy about how to watch her back and all of that. The first place she moved in New Orleans, she moved in with friends, which made me feel better, because I knew that she already knew people, and that they could kind of look after her. They actually inherited a lady who hung out on their front porch, their stoop. She inherited a stoop lady. Um, well, yeah, I do have more room. The baby, the bouncer, and all the baby accoutrement is gone. Um, so anyway, they inherited the stoop lady, and her name was Ruthie, and she just hung out on their stoop, and they would sometimes give her food and stuff, but she was like this homeless person who hung out on their stoop. And I always said that she was like the spirit of New Orleans, looking out for my daughter. My daughter actually ordered some underwear from Victoria's Secret, and they got stolen off the front porch, off the stoop. And um Reethi found out about it, and she went and accosted the guy that had stolen the underwear, was trying to sell them on the street corner, and she got them back. And she was so proud, that Reethi was so proud of herself for getting my daughter's underwear back for her. Yeah. Yeah, I guess New Orleans for a couple of years. 23 days. You're on baby watch. I love it. I love it. I love it. And now you can like see your kids again, right? We're all out, yeah, sort of moving around. Um, like I said, my other daughter is here now, and this is a waypoint for her to go to California, and she's planning, right, stolen underwear. They would steal stuff, and I mean, it was kind of a iffy neighborhood, and so that people would steal packages off of the porch, and whatever was in them, they would sell it. Um, well, they were brand new. Anyway, yeah, it was funny. But my other daughter's here, and this is like a waypoint. Um, yeah, we'll give that baby a bath and get him ready for bed. You have a great day too, Simone. Thanks for stopping by. I'm glad everybody's well. Um, yeah, so anyway, her and a friend of hers, actually, we all know him, this friend, are going to go to California together in my RV, um, and borrow my RV for some undetermined amount of time. So there we have it. And I'm really excited for them. I really, really am. And I wish I could go. I wish I could just go. But I'm going to have to stay here and take care of Martha until she gets fully recovered anyway. No, they're not going to let you in the hospital when the baby comes. If you were like, could you be on the list to be in the room for the baby to be born? Or, well, that's cool that you get to keep your granddaughter though, and you can talk about the new baby that's coming and what fun it'll be to be a big sister and all those wonderful things. It was nice talking to you too, Carol. You take care of yourself, sweetie. Yes, yes. They kicked her out of the hospital after only 3 days. I was just amazed. I mean, like they open heart surgery. I'm confused. What is PVG? A plain vanilla grandmother. Duh, duh. Oh, okay. Well, and that makes sense. What with everything that's going on, I tell you what, you could. I was so pleased to be in the room and watch my grandson be born. It was amazing to me. Right. Well, yeah, and with babies now, if everything goes well, it's like boom, psh, drive through service for that now, just in and out. But that's going to be so cool. I'm so happy for you. My heart is really happy for you that you're going to have another grandbaby. I know, Sherry. I tell you what, I was 60 years old before this baby came. So, yeah, it's like about darn time. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm telling you, there's nothing like it. There really isn't. There's nothing like, we were all in the room, obviously, when our children came into the world. But I don't know about y'all, but I was never really with it at that time. But to see another human being come into the world and not be the one delivering said human being, it's a wonderful thing. And the next best thing is being with that baby's big sister. So, but I have my friend G. I don't know if she's still on here. She had grandbabies before I did, and she was never even a mom. She was only a stepmom, and she had grandbabies before me, and she's younger than me. It's not fair, but I have one now, and that makes me happy. And he's like the best person on the planet. He is so cool. When he was here, I fed him edible flowers, and we searched for four-leaf clovers. And sometimes we would raid the strawberry bed and eat some strawberries. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, and I guess just when we thought things might start getting back to normal, then this other mess raised its ugly head, and it's just really sad. Um, it really is. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, awesome fun. But now they have to teach him that you can't eat all flowers. And herbs. I fed him herbs too. He didn't like nasturtiums. He wouldn't eat the nasturtiums anymore. The strawberries were fun though. It's kind of fun when you can do that. So Charlotte, she waited until she was 30. My daughter was 26 when the baby was born. Yeah, 20. Can we put 2020 back and start over? There's some crazy stuff. Um, and then my other daughter is 30 now, and my son is 31. He'll be 32 in August. So I'm like, you people need to get with the program. He broke up with his girlfriend, and I think he's seeing someone now, but we don't know her, have never talked to her, never met her. I know, right? Rewind. Just I was like really looking forward to this wonderful new year 2020, yay, and had high hopes, and first half of it was just sunk. Can't go anywhere, can't do anything, can't talk to anybody. It's just a crazy life, crazy life. I have a ton of ideas for videos. Charlotte, have you posted any? I haven't even been good about watching videos. I think and I go along through my day and I'm doing okay most of the time. And then I realize that baby's gone and I'm like, and then my heart hurts. And then I worry about them. And I really am not given to worrying. I mean, she lived in New Orleans. So I'm not really given to worrying. Yeah, 38. Hey, if it makes you feel any better, Sherry, my husband was 38 when our first son, our first child was born. So there's still hope. I still have hope for the other one. And see what you posted. And I've fallen behind on Sherry's videos. She's got several out there that I haven't looked at. And like I said, I don't know. And I don't. It's not that block. I don't have a block. It's like I don't feel like it. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we are actually building a barn dough. There's a barn dominium. Do y'all know what a barn dominium is? Anybody? A barn dominium is a house that is under the roof of a barn, and you could build like stalls in one part and then your house is in the other. And Martha and John had started a barn dominium several years ago, and due to health issues, were not able to continue it. And so Martha sold a little bit of land and procured the money. Um, yeah, I appreciate them being short. I know, and I go in and try to catch up from time to time. It's like, okay, I need to catch up with my people. I love my people. Um, but anyway, so we did a water line and we got an air condition. We've just done all kinds of. We're pressing forward now with this barn dough build um, that hopefully Martha will be able to go and live in. And my ex-husband, my ex-husband Bob, who hangs out here quite a lot, he and my baby daughter's partner hung the drywall, and that was no small task. Um, no, I've never heard of the arched cabins. I'm gonna have to look that up and find out. But anyway, we had a finisher come in, drywall guy, to finish tape and float, whatever tape and bed, whatever you call it, where you are, and but we just got a smooth finish. And then I yesterday spent 5 hours down there. I spent 5 hours down there with this hopper that you take joint compound and mix water with and spray texture, and I'm spraying the ceilings and the wall. So today, like, my body is yelling at me. It is walking distance, but it's not as close as she is now. It's across the pasture. So I mean, it's probably not a quarter mile over there. It's on the same property, but she's been. After John passed, we got a travel trailer, and she's right out in my front yard. And Oh yeah, it was. And I'm gonna finish the rest of it. There's a video in there, I'm telling y'all. Grannies with tools, I don't know. um, because I do that every now and then. I'll do a how-to video, and one of my popular ones is how to change a PVC ball valve. Why do I work hard to be funny and silly and cute when all I've got to do is do some plumbing, and then everybody wants to know how to do that? I don't know, crazy. That hopper's heavy, and I can give you a helpful hint. Do not fill it all the way up. So yeah, and I've got some really good helpful hints. I made a mess yesterday. We masked the floor and the windows, so fortunately, I spilled that thing 3 times. 3 times. And then you just got this big old pile of goo on the floor that you have to try not to walk on. And I looked up, my air compressor was white because I was spraying directly over. I'm telling you, I got some really good helpful hints on how to texture a wall. And the kids have been helping, the new group of children who have come in. It's kind of like having woofers, except they're family. Um, I'm gonna turn the paint over to them, and I did get a sprayer, so I've got 15 gallons of primer, of Kills primer, and I'm gonna let them have at it. And then we get to put color on the wall. That's my favorite part. So me and Martha have been looking at some colors. I want to look up this arch cabin. I'm telling you, I don't know how much construction you've done, Charlotte, but it's very rewarding. I live in my own art project. Um, Found land. It's not much, but it's close to beach. That sounds nice. I could use a trip to the beach. Um, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Sherry knows. Sherry had never touched a power tool in her life. Decides I'm going to do this inside of this tiny house. It's a challenge. It's a challenge. It really is. And what happens sometimes is like there's stuff that you never get back around to, like baseboards. There's no baseboards in the goat shed, at least not in the living room. I meant to put baseboards, bottom trim. I was going to put that up there. Um, okay, so you've done it. Then you know what's going on. You know what you're doing. And I love power tools. I do. I have some I don't love. I don't care for a big old skill saw, but I found these battery powered skill saws, and they're like toys. And so the blade's only like that big around, and they're real lightweight. They're not real heavy, and they're easy to use. Now you still have to be very respectful of them, but I know she really has done an amazing job. Done an amazing job. Hey, girl, the second one's going to be really easy. I've been doing this forever. This is what I do. Um, but you know what? Like I said, the next one you're going to know. But I have been remodeling and tearing out and doing this kind of stuff for a long time. Plus, I was in the construction business for 18 years and did metal studs, drywall, and acoustical ceilings. So I have that advantage that carries over as well. I estimated. So when I figured out how much drywall we were going to need at the barn dough, I was really close, which I very well should have been because I did it for 18 years. Really, though, seriously, Sherry, I'm super happy with it. Next thing I know, I, oh, and Bob, like the word remodel is not in his vocabulary. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this, but it's only gonna take a minute. In your head, it only takes a minute. Yeah, but I'm telling you, your next project, um, it's just gonna be it's going to be so much easier. You will have learned, you've learned so much. And we sometimes we learn from our mistakes, you know. We well, if we don't, then we need to give up. I used to ask people that work for me, they're like, well, I messed this up. Or even my kids, I did this wrong. And it's like, what did you learn? Mistakes are not a waste as long as you learn from them and know to do better next time. That makes it a really good thing. I know I can see it done, but and it goes way quicker in your head. I took in a front porch that was under roof, in a house that we lived in Mississippi, and to make my living room bigger. And I'm like, we're just gonna knock that wall out and put an outside wall up. And 6 months later, we moved back into the living room. So anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get preachy. I'm trying to learn from my mistakes. Oh, guys, I wish y'all were here. We could just sit here and have some coffee and have a great time. Anyway, I guess I better get off of here. I really have enjoyed visiting with y'all today. And everybody keep up the good work. Keep your chin up. And I'm going to start making some videos. I just really miss that baby. I know, right? It was a long time. And we had 3 growing kids, but the living room turned out great, though. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Y'all come on down. You're the next contestant. Right now, we're a little crowded because we got 2 extra people. They're going to take my RV, man. It would be great fun. Maybe one day we can get together and do a collab. You're not that far from me, actually. Sherry, on the other hand, is a good distance away. But gosh, Colorado is so beautiful. I really wish I was going on that trip to California with the kids in my RV. But like I said, I can't. I need to stay here, make sure Martha's okay, and keep the hammer down on this barn dough. Oh my goodness, that's funny. That is funny. I would find that if it was something I didn't really want to do myself, if I would get started doing it, Bob wouldn't be able to stand it because I wasn't doing it right, and so he would take it away from me. Yes, way cooler, way cooler. Um, Literally and figuratively, just a cooler place. You could. These people are taking my guest house. Y'all know that, right? But I do have another spot that has room for a couple of people to sleep in. I agree. Mississippi is hot. Texas is hot too. And summer is so here. And it just makes me sad because there's so much grass growing out in the garden. And I'm going to get out there and get it all pulled up so bad, but it's just too hot. Maybe if I would go to bed before 3 in the morning. Yeah, much screaming and gnashing of teeth. I found that it's better, like while they were hanging drywall, unless he had a question, um, I stayed away from there. I stayed away from the barn door. It's like, no, here, here's the drywall. Here's some drywall screws. I figured this all out. Do this. And if he had a question, he'd come back and he'd ask me. And, he and I have trouble plotting a course to the mailbox without having an argument. So, yeah. Anyway. It would be all bleeps. That would be funny. That would be funny. I'm telling you, if you ever watched us together, seriously, yeah, I don't know how we ever got any. We had projects that were, tens of thousands of dollars that we did. And I don't even know how we ever managed to. It's like push me, pull you. And who's going to win? I think that has a lot to do with it. That's funny. It is funny. And so I ran away from home and got divorced, and then he followed me. So ta-da! And the best thing to do is just whatever he's going to, just let him do whatever he's going to do, unless he gets near my if he gets in my garden, I get scared. I'm like, see, this is not a weed. Do not. He weed eated some of my bluebonnets. That's a crime. It's a crime to weed eat the bluebonnets. It's like if he gets out there and starts doing something, he's going to tear something up. Anyway, but he gets a lot done. Well, you could fight a lot. That would be fun. You could do that. Yeah, got too much invested. I hear you. But anyway, we're still together. So there you have it. And it's okay. Anyway, ladies and whomever else is here, I'm going to get out of here and go in the house where there's an air condition. And I will see you guys soon. We'll see y'all in the funny papers. Ah, after a while, it's like, no, I can't do that anymore. He usually goes home once a month. He actually still lives in Mississippi. So we get a little reprieve. But we're getting a lot of stuff done. The garden looks great. The barn does coming along. And you guys take care, okay? Love y'all. Oh, I got to find my button. There it is. Bam.